Sorry if this video has a lot of jump cuts and I'm sorry if I don't look at the camera directly a lot. I know that's what you're supposed to do in wrestling, but this is very personal to me. This is very real to me. And so I don't know how I'm going to say certain things. I don't know how I'm going to react. Because when you say them in your head, it's different from when you say them out loud. This reunion show is very important to me. It's very important to me. I don't think people understand what this entire chapter of my life meant to me. Because, I wasn't always able to be myself in the GBYWN days. I didn't even know who I was, really. But I knew what I wanted to be. In June 2006, my grandfather and my aunt died. 2 weeks apart from each other. In the same house. Together they had over 110 years of experience. And no spouses. One son between them and one grandson. That was me. My mother, my father, and I went to their apartment when they both passed, and we waited for messages. We went through their stuff. They had next to nothing. They had a bed, two beds, a chair, a couple tables, and a briefcase full of pictures that, as we went through them, we saw the faces of people that even my father didn't recognize. And I remember my dad picking up a photo of my grandfather holding a dog, and he was in absolute shock, and I asked him why he was so shocked, did you not know he had a picture of this dog, And his response was that he never knew his grandfather, or his father, ever owned a dog, or any pet at all. And these were people that we would see on a daily basis, right before they passed, for years. We never got a single phone call, never got an email. We got one letter from a person that we did not know or recognize from somewhere in Buffalo, New York. And that was it. That was it for them. That's all they got. 110 years of life, and it was like they never existed. And that really rocked me to my core. I just got out of high school. I didn't know what I was going to do with my life. And to see two people in my very small family go at the same time, with what felt like nothing to show for it, it rocked me my core. And after that, all I wanted to do was find a way to be remembered in life. No matter what I did, I wanted to be remembered in a positive way by as many people as possible. That was what I wanted. And I didn't know how that was going to happen. I had a lot of options. I thought about being a script writer at one point. I tried to get into newscasting. And I ultimately came to wrestling. And it was wrestling that took me in more than those other things. Way more. Because it's hard to talk about. This part is very difficult for me because it's still hard to grasp being in an abusive family. But I was in an abusive family. I was. One of the last things my father ever told me, he said, "I'm not a good person and I'm glad you're not like me." So I went through a lot of shit, man. I went through a lot of bad stuff. And wrestling kept me from going even further down what was already a dark hole. And it got to the point with our community where I had two options in my mind, and that was to move to the Northeast or not be around anymore. And I came to the Northeast. And I'm glad I did. I'm glad I came to the Northeast. I came with a Mustang and a couple $100 to my name, and all the stuff I owned was inside the Mustang. And that's all I had, but it was better than the alternative. And when I got here, all I wanted to do, really, all I wanted to do was be one of the boys and find myself. And as I was trying to find myself, I presented a person that I really didn't want to be, and I wasn't. And that person, that rad hazard, it hurt me, man. It hurt me. Because I never felt accepted by the community. I never felt like I was really embraced. And looking back, being more mature now, I see why. I see it. Because I wasn't being genuine. I wasn't being myself. And I regret that a lot. Because afterwards, after I became a pro and I started working on the indies, I found myself. I'd even say a little bit before that I found myself. Somewhere around there, it just happened, just clicked, and I just became who I wanted to be and who I am. And I became very beloved, man. I feel the love from my peers and from the fans that I talk to every single day and make art for me and talk about me all over social media, and the wrestlers that ask for advice all the time. It's very meaningful to me. So now we have this reunion show, and I was so excited. I could not tell you how more excited I was. I was so excited. And the opportunity of having the GBYWN world title back for one weekend for this huge reunion. It really made me think a lot about how I never thought I deserved that match and that title and that opportunity. Because to me, you can put the title aside. You know, I don't want to get into the whole it's a prop thing. That's not what this is about, because to me it was about being accepted by the community. The GBYWN World Champion was always one of the most accepted people in this community as a representation of what we were trying to be, what we meant to be, what we were. And I'm not talking about petty little, oh, that guy didn't like this guy. I'm talking about majority. Like, everyone was always excited when the new world champion came to be and was crowned, and it was like rooting for the home team every time, even though every champion was a part of the home team. Like, it felt good. And I never felt like I belonged in that category. But a lot has changed. A lot has changed. I feel ready for this. My dad said that he was happy that I wasn't like him. And that sounds like a real cruel thing out of context, but I wasn't like him. And I wanted to be the best I could be, the best person I could be. And I want to show that. And continue to show that, like I have. And if that's enough to be embraced and accepted at this reunion show, that would mean the world to me. But I won't know until I'm there. I won't know until I see each and every one of you eye to eye. I won't know unless I'm in that ring with that champion for that title. I don't know if I need the belt to be embraced by the community, but to me, having that belt is the stamp of approval from this community. And that's all I ever wanted. That's all I ever wanted. And the journey I've gone on, seeing all of my family go, where I'm the last of my bloodline, to go through what I did, with what is abuse, and I have to accept that and understand it, and I'm still dealing with it to this day. And to find you guys, find this community that literally kept me alive. This is the final chapter. This is it. This is the culmination of everything. If I'm good enough. And that's not up to me. That's up to you. That's up to all of you. But either way, I will be there. I will be there, because it ain't dead yet, and neither am I.